Nami. In fact, I don't think that Lucian Nami will have that much power outside of the very, very early parts of the lane. Callisto and Rel could definitely start turning this one around. It's almost blasphemous to suggest, but I think the only other support I would have liked here for the bottom duo would have been the Leona.
Any vision in this area, as Nongshim are at least underneath their turret, but that is a huge wave that Live Sandbox have stacked up. Dread's over here, and he will need to walk into this brush immediately. He gets Vault Breaked as Effort moving on over. It is going to be a successful hold on the Krugs there.
You know how I always talk about how, like, on red side, you can't really use this prio with your jungle because you have to go into the Krugs. This is like the first time it actually happened. Yeah, I love that song, Bat Chest.
Yeah, me too. Big fan.
Krako's going to lose his red buff. That's a small victory here for Dread. Indeed. And they have this as your prio.
Yeah, there's vision over here as level 7 is BDD. Krako's going to flash as the Emperor's Divide comes through. Closer, sorry, without very much mana whatsoever. BDD noticing that is going to turn Sand Soldiers around. Shelly getting well acquainted this game as they have spent a lot of time over here.
They're just sparring, you know?
Yeah, there's full vision though. There's full vision for Live Sandbox. They know exactly what's going on. They're going to take their time. Kroko took his Krugs in the meantime. As Dove, you can see, is quite low, but Kroko going to try and make this 50-50. It does not work out. As Dread, let's see whether he can pick up the eye as Effort. Tidal Wave comes through just to keep himself alive. Kyle also in an awkward position, but Dread collects the Eye of the Herald.
Still going to be some extra experience going over to him, but it's not going to be a huge win.
This tower's dead if they use the Herald.
Yeah,
as that's a big gnar to the wall. The wallop comes down as well, as now Dread in here underneath the turret as Dove flashes to get out of the way. Kyle, he is here. The flash comes out from the gnar, but it does not work. And Kroko turns up as well. The turnaround is all too easy.
I mean, it's such a great crash down Magnet Storm from basically as far away as you can get. He has Hex Flash, could just go ahead and far away engage there, or long distance engage there, and or rather push them away. They're not going to be able to defend the crash, but they will be able to come up here and take the Drake. I thought they would actually come over and try to trap
so
them.
First turret goes to Live Sandbox, and Nongshim are going to try and take this inner as well, but they'll sacrifice Soul Point for it, which is definitely a mistake. As you can see, Ghost trying to dash forward onto Closer, but this Lucian is not necessarily that strong right now, and these rockets are beginning to hurt. But that's a triple charge. Shirley getting all the value, and that's an inhibitor turret going down. So now, considering the 3-turret swing, as Kana, that's a big Naba. This is when Nongshim needs to take control of this Drake. We'll see whether Kana has the play. There's the Magnet Storm to start this one up, as it is the Drake secured by Dread. Kroko goes down extraordinarily low as Kyle. He's going to get taken down, but can they find the value now? There are Sand Soldiers everywhere. The Live Sandbox, it will be a 1-for-1, but they lose the Drake. Most important. I mean, okay, Culling is going to come through. Kyle, he really wants to get out the Fate's Call, and he does so. Goes extraordinarily low and will be taken down, and that is throwing everything into a unit that will just be pulled in. Package going to be delivered here as Corky over the side now will be able to throw these rockets to make sure that no one can get that flank angle. Still likely dangerous as the Ornhorn's going to come down. Gets the knock up onto Dread, who moves away from the Baron. But no one's really interested in that right now, and now BDD needs to be the hero. Can he find the Emperor's Divide? And the answer is absolutely not. They just wipe out the Nami and the Gnar, and BDD cannot find an ulti angle.
Can't find one without Kana having a really nice Gnar here. He needs that setup working together, or a little bit more poke and damage from the Lucian, as Lucian has respawned though. Live Sandbox with half health, of course, but he doesn't have an ult angle. Meanwhile,
here's an Emperor's Divide. Kyle's going to be pushed back, and this is why they baited out the Fate's Call, so that they could get the free pick here and guarantee themselves the Drake, I guess. As Live Sandbox now, 4 versus 5, and they're going to eat some honey fruit. Nongshim should be pretty healthy moving towards this one. Kana wants to build up that Naba once again. And in the back of the pit is Kroko. He does have to Vault Breaker his way out. BDD is relatively low, like you say. Those rockets are starting to hurt here.
Dove's ult's coming back online in just a few seconds. He needs to buy time for that.
Yep, more vision over the wall as now Dove's going to take that big old back massage, and it is going to be the end of him. Kana moving forward as well, as Nongshim will be able to move back towards this Drake. And their composition is starting to outlast that of Live Sandbox. Dread in the back of the pit now, down to 5k health, as the Sand Soldiers are really ripping through this Baron. Kyle's going to get the stun onto the Gnar, but he's still above half health. Kroko gets into the pit, but immediately he has to get out. These rockets are hurting so damn much as Dread. It's going to be a 50-50. Who gets the smite? It's Dread that locks it down. As then the kickback onto Kroko. Dread tries to get out, but Closer is going to be there. That will stop the escape of the Lee Sin. However, he is still happy with how this one went. But still, messy. Messy is all heck.
Yep.
That stands for Baron Power Play.
Okay, well, do they actually get away?
Well, Ornhorn's going to come in and finds him blind, or looks for him blind, as Dread's also blind. Doesn't actually manage to find the Q here in order to escape, and he's going to safeguard around, buy some time, and 4 people are going to be the end of this Lee Sin.
And they're going to take that inhibitor, and then they should be able to kite out here. Kana, though, his Narbar is expiring.
Well, there's also a package delivery as we get the biggest zoom of all time. Magnetstorm goes in there as Kyle going down low, but Closer's delivering the package. So much damage here as Croco just punches the Lucian in the back of the head. Kyle survives for so dang long, and Dread decides that he just wants to kill an inhibitor. He wants to get something back here in this game as, yep, the Rend will do most of his health bar, and then Dread finds himself in a huge amount of trouble. Effort is the one that survives, but that still means that Live Sandbox 100% win this fight. They'll take the Ocean Soul as well. So it means that their push is a little bit harder, but let's check this one out from Closer's perspective.
Yep, just comes over here. Just knows exactly where they are. Croco's also setting up for the flank. This was not just all about Closer. Like, even without the package, they might have been able to pull this off, but he played it so well, and I think Nongshim were just really surprised that he had it at this timing since he hit it and then came in late. Secure the Baron for them. It's very difficult for the contest. Croco on the other side.
It could be another 50-50 as he just steals it away this time. He's going to win that 50%, and there is the damage from the Corki as well. Emperor's Divide comes out. BDD is down so incredibly low, though, as Croco is going to get booped away. Canner also eventually is rendered to death, and you can see Croco, he wants even more. Trying to interrupt the teleport. Oh my God, it is going to come through. Yeah, Nami not going to be so lucky, though, as now Dread's trying to escape. No empowered recalls for them this time, though, because, yeah, Live Sandbox, they'll just travel down this mid lane and they'll win.
That is going to be game over. Kyle coming over here to interrupt the back will be successful. And
Yeah.
I think he should be able to survive here. The Nexus is going to be a trade for him if he does die. You can see his health bar here going down to half. Yeah, he's going to be able to live long enough. He's very tanky with the build he's chosen here with the Locket.
Well, Emperor's Divide's going to still remain on cooldown, but the Ram is going to say, get away from these Nexus turrets. We will destroy them. Ghost is going to spawn once again, as Kyle might be a pad of the stats here for the Lee Sin, but the Nexus is still going to go down, and Live Sandbox just outplaying Nongshim in that later stage of the game.
In so many critical fights, but that last one where he's able to steal it away is just what allows Live Sandbox to win the subsequent fight and walk down mid.
No, I agree. I actually think that Croco did have a fantastic one. Closer did a lot of big boom boom damage, so I think he'll get a few votes here. But I just think that it was so sad.
Gangplank, and all right, we're getting the scaling part on the other side of the map. And there's
I'm already
the
riding in the Trundle.
Yeah,
100%.
we already knew.
And picking Sejuani when you know that Croco's going to play Trundle is a bit silly. I'd go with silly on that one, because this was like the most obvious lock-in ever. Well, Sandbox fans, they are coming out of the woodwork now that all of this romance has made its way onto the Rift. That continuing is Live Sandbox this time getting pressured.
Let's talk about this lane in comparison to, okay, see, this is the Trundle power. This is why you
Is he
probably
flashing the
Trundle.
wall?
Yes, he is.
Oh my God!
This is standard in this matchup now, though. Just go just get
But he knew the ward was there. He's like, I'm coming! And he's level 3. The flash to get the concussive blows, and first blood goes to Prince. Croco's not done yet. But Prince is down to 100 health. Can they lock down the next one? Yes, they can! As Dread's going to flash forward and punish the Zeri. Refreshes his buffs as well. But I have a feeling that damage has been done.
The damage has been done here. And Gnar can crush the Sejuani matchup if it's just a straight-up 1v1 and play well.
Well, another Dread lane is going to hit, but Kyle may have overstepped a little bit. Croco and Dread are going to fight this one out. But you can see Croco, he's a level up, and he's just beating on the monkey. Troll definitely winning out this time around as, okay, Dread's going to move his way back. Let's see whether Nongshim can fight this one, and the answer is no. Extendo beam over the wall just to zone them away from this minion wave. Clean up that minion wave.
Nami also...
Kyle's going to move down, and he does have his depth charge available. Let's see whether they can actually manage to pull this off. As there's the flash forward, and the depth charge is going to mean that everything lands. It's all too easy here. Effort, they're too late. And I love that decision-making from Live Sandbox. They're like, we don't care about this.
Croco's here. Ghost can't play the game.
Nope. Effort does have Aqua Prison, but Kyle's just, he's booking it through this jungle. Croco taking a fair bit of damage, but there's the Hex Flash over. Another depth charge onto Ghost here as Extendo Beam. Doesn't get too much value. That is a teleport to come down as well as Live Sandbox. Just try and get out of here. Kyle's going to be the sacrifice as Prince not going to walk into that bubble. It was so close for BDD, but Nongshim do, thankfully, at least manage to pick themselves up 1 kill, but it will mean a sacrifice.
Yeah, we'll have to do it twice.
Yeah. If 2 bubbles do hit, and not at the same time, it's okay. Here's the tidal wave. Croco trying to tank everyone up. The Subjugate is going to keep him alive for so incredibly long. He dies eventually in the end. So now it's a 4v5, but Prince is at full health. Dread taking a lot of damage, but Shelly's going to block some shots for him. BDD picking up yet another kill as now Closer throws down the Emperor's Divide. Oh my god, the Extendo Beam. Prince gets another kill. The Cleanse immediately comes out. Look at the moves. Dove just smacks down BDD, and it's a triple kill for the Nah.
And usually these late game Zeri fights we see in the late game. We're seeing it at 1550 here around this early objective. This is not a Baron fight.
Collecting that one, as we see this from Prince's perspective.
Let's watch it a third time. I'm like, okay, all right. Like, we are adding so much insult to injury here. Look at how he flashes onto the Wukong, takes him out, then kites back. Because he's like, all right, they could get me here. I'm going back, and then Extendo Beam through the wall with the Emperor's Divide. Oh, it's just everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Question mark ping! Question mark pings! He says not one word. So what I was going to say was,
Shirley?
Look, they needed to give over 25 gold. I mean, it's just not fair the lead they have.
Yeah. Well, BDD is going to be in trouble here as Prince going to move on over. He does take a lot of damage as the culling just destroys the Zeri. Aqua Prison comes in. Closer's likely to die as well as Emperor's Divide comes out. He walks over to collect the turret shot, and Effort is going to pick up the kill. So that is a big old overextension here for Liv Sandbox. Definitely do lane a lot better. However, Kyle wanted to have that extra engage opportunity there as well as, okay, Aqua Prison comes down, but doesn't quite find it. In goes Dread, gets a lot of value with the Cyclone, but now he's kind of by himself, and Dove is just zoning everyone away. Dread does make it out as the Warrior Trickster trolled me as well, but that's the gigantic Nah. And the Lucian died kind of as an afterthought as everyone was chasing after Dread. Well, the Sandbox now can probably just move towards Baron.
So the difference in these 280 carries here really felt, and this one as a sleep does hit. Aqua Prison! And
Prince really did not want to press Cleanse. He just did not want to press that button. As now looking for Soul Point. Nongshim wanting to even out the Drakes here as BDD picks up a flash. Uses it to try and find these bubbles.
R-Bar almost ready. They could just.
Yeah. Dove now moving forward. Tidal Wave does come in, but BDD is already dead. Dove looking for it. He will get knocked up as Ghost takes a lot of damage there in the back line. Prince is just way too large. Extendo Beam going to come through there as well as Ebb and Flow doesn't do enough nearly at all as Prince is going to skate his way forward. That's a beautiful pillar to make sure that the monkey was just food for the Zeri. And now she's 6-2-6. Okay. Now Dread's going to make his way in. There's the flash, but he doesn't make it. And I don't even think they saw him. Okay, Extendo Beam is going to spot him out as Dread does get over towards the Zeri, but he will just be an extra kill going over to Closer. It was a cute attempt, but it didn't quite work.
I mean, he had no vision. Like, he had no idea the timing.
This is an absolute shellacking. Yes, it's a little bit longer than a real shellacking, but I'd say that it absolutely is that because this is a Zeri composition that was just never behind at any stage of the game. BDD looking for something here as Cannon's going to get knocked up with some low health bars, but double stopwatches come in and now Prince presses the ulti button. Emperor's Divide. Dread is real dead. And now Canna underneath this Nexus turret wondering what he's supposed to do. Prince is going to flash on top of him. And now Nongshim are forced into the fountain as their Nexus just goes down. Prince dives in and celebrates with a death. As Liv Sandbox will take the 2-0 here and move to 3rd place. As, that is a heck of a lot of damage from an early game Zeri. 29.5 minutes. It was not a long game. And Liv Sandbox, a very convincing 2-0.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Season for the POG interview translation joined by Closer Prince from Liv Sandbox. Congratulations, guys. You guys picked up the number 6 victory of the split. You guys have the sole possession of the 3rd place. I'm so happy that we are on a winning streak, and I hope we can continue this momentum. Haha. What was that laughter? I thought he was like reading a script or something, so it sounded too awkward. I mean, yeah, true, because you guys are having the 5-match winning streak where T1 and DRX, their win streak was stopped at 4. So, you know, it doesn't really hit me that hard because we have never been on this kind of a winning streak, so it feels surreal. And Prince, you too, you are the POG leader alongside with Chovy. I think my teammates always help me out so much, but at the same time, I got 5 POGs, I'm doing a great performance, so yeah, I really want to be the best AD carry of LCK in the future. I'll keep working hard. In game number 1 and 2, you guys both let Lucian Nami come through, and the opponents were able to take it away. You know, considering the playstyle and preference, we thought it's gonna be okay to let it through. And we have barely seen Kalista route into Lucian Nami. So Lucian cannot really dash forward against picks like Rel. So Rel, together with Kalista, was our choice. In closer, you got POG on Corki. You know, Corki has been the champion that I really, really wanted to play better. You know, I've been having a lot of hardships because I was so bad at the champ, but today, finally, I was able to prove something. You know, I couldn't even joke about Corki, you know? It makes us so sad. But now I think we'll be able to have a lot of jokes about Closer's Corki now that he's so good at it. So what's your thought on Corki pick in general? So Corki is good when you are good in lane. And I think this is pretty strong these days. I'm pretty sure you have been working so hard to get better on the Corki, right? My last solo queue game last night was Corki, you know? I think that says it all, you know? I really wanted to get my first win on that pick, and I'm so happy that I finally made it today. Speaking of Corki, let's take a look at this Corki highlight by you, Closer. You're able to create a massive teamfight angle in favor of Leap Sandbox. So I got so lucky because the opponents were grouped up. So somehow, I was able to see a great opening, and then I was able to, you know, go in for that. I heard you got a lot of compliments from Gung, your coach. He was like, Corki, your play was good. But sometimes I wish you were poking while hiding sometimes. But still, overall, you did great. And Prince, Zeri and Yumi was both available, but you went for Zeri with Nautilus. Just like I said, we wanted to secure a support pick where kind of shut down the ability of Lucian to dash forward. And Zeri was able to kind of get fed so early on because Kuroko actually flashed over the Drake pit and went for the early gank. I mean, we set up that play prior to that play, you know. We've been looking for that play early on in the game, so Kuroko was able to pull it off. And Leap Sandbox, I saw an interview where someone said, we are really good at fighting, but we're just too dumb and silly. But I guess, you know, there's a superpower of Leap Sandbox that makes you keep winning the matches. I didn't mean to say we were like dumb, you know, it just reflects our desire to play better and smarter. I think we were able to continue the winning streak because all 5 players are so good, always working hard, and we are having a great team morale. Indeed, we were able to see a lot of intelligent early pathing from Leap Sandbox as well. And your next opponent will be Gen G. You guys are both sitting on 6 wins so far. I believe Genji is a very strong team right now, and we have never taken down a strong team this split. So I think this is our chance, and I hope we can take them down and, you know, be recognized as one of the strong teams of the LCK. Is that your parents, Closer? Yes, they are. Any message over to them? Out there in the crowd. My parents were also worried about my Corki. I'm so happy that I was able to get the first win on Corki when my parents was watching me, and I'll look forward to your continuous support, and I will, you know, success and make you guys even more happy in the future as well. What about you, Prince? What's your mindset for the Gen G series? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty rough, but we were able to get a win in a very similar situation when we prepare hard. And me too, my dad is here watching me. He's right there. Any message for your dad? Thank you for coming to support me. And also, I was actually able to play against Ghost, and we were able to go for the EDG Aphelios mind game as well, and I think it worked. So I'm glad that we were able to get the win as well. And thank you very much for the interview, Prince and Closer. Lastly, any message over to the fans? I mean, every time I'm so happy to see all the fans supporting us, especially with the fan signs, so thank you so much. And also, please buy my jerseys, guys. Would really appreciate that. And that will be the end of the interview from the Leap Sandbox PUGs, and back to the casters. Thank you.